Hi and welcome to another GC Mysteries video, where this time we are looking at Guy Gibson and the 617 Squadron. So in this video really I'm doing kind of another history lesson again, only this time it's a bit more action and a bit more not history of a person, but history of the United Kingdom as well. So the man that you can see on your screens now was called Guy Gibson. Now he was a distinguished bomber pilot in the Royal Air Force, or RAF, during the Second World War. And he was also the first commanding officer of the number 617 Squadron, which, if you've ever heard of the Dambusters or you've watched the film which was named Dambusters, then you will know that the 617 Squadron led in the Dambusters raid in 1943, which resulted in the breaching of two large dams in the Ruhr area of Germany. Now he was awarded the Victoria Cross for that, which was the highest award for gallantry in the face of the enemy that can be awarded to British and Commonwealth forces. And in the aftermath of the raid in May 1943, he became the most highly decorated British serviceman at that time and completed over 170 war operations before unfortunately dying in action at the age of 26, which was 1944 on the 19th of September, so just under a year, or maybe just over a year after the Dambusters raid, where he was victorious, and so were most of the 617 Squadron. Now admittedly some of them did die, but that was obvious, and they knew that some would die even when they were getting in their planes. They didn't know who was going to come back to the United Kingdom alive, and who was going to die. But they were fighting for their country, and so they did what they had to do. Now, Guy Gibson actually died in Steenbergen in the Netherlands. Now I believe that was after his plane was shot down. Yeah, it was during an order came through from Bomber Command for the number 5 group to prepare for an attack on Bremen. Planes from number 5 group would be responsible for all aspects of the operation, including target illumination and marking and control of the raid. Cochrane, the AOC, would be responsible for tactics and route planning, and as the day progressed the weather forecast changed as it would, just at the wrong time. And at 16:45, so 4:45 in the evening, an order came through to change to the reserve targets at Reit and Mönchengladbach. But obviously Guy Gibson never got the he died in the line, on the front line of duty. And back then you had 15, 16-year-olds signing up to the army, having lied about their age purely because they wanted to fight for their country. And so of course back then there weren't computers, so you had to go off the information that you had been given. And a lot of them weren't even old enough to sign up for the army. They weren't old enough, but they knew that, and so they lied about their age, knowing that there was no way that the army would ever find out that they'd lied about their age. And of course, because there were no discrepancies, because there were no computers, nothing to check up, they were welcomed into the army with open arms. And some did survive the war, but some didn't. And to be honest, even those that didn't survive, they always knew there was a chance they wouldn't survive. They just wanted to do their bit for the United Kingdom, for their country. And so they did their bit, even in some cases giving their life. But as I said, they knew. They clearly went into the army knowing that there was a chance that once they were sent to war, they wouldn't come back from war. But they didn't care. And to be honest, without them, I'm not sure we'd have a free country now. Without them, I'm not sure that many places would have what we can call a free country. So, they helped. But it's a shame they didn't live to see just what they did. And not just for our country, but for their allies. Because of course, say the United States Army, they backed the United Kingdom Army up, and so they helped their allies, but they also did it for their country. And a lot of them didn't come back, but that was the point, and they knew that going in. They wasn't blindfolded when they went in, they knew that. But they still went in to the army and still You know, none of them shied away from, well, hang on, I might get killed. You know, none of them cared. But getting on to the number 617 Squadron, it was an aircraft squadron originally based at RAF Scampton in Lincolnshire. It's currently based at RAF Marnham in Norfolk, and it is still in command. It's still active to this day, and has been actually since the 18th of April 2018. But it is commonly known as the Dambusters for its actions during Operation Chastise, and that was the name given, the official name given for the Dambusters. Dambusters is exactly what they did, no doubt about that, but its official name was Operation Chastise. Now, that was during the Second World War, and in the early 21st century it operated the Panavia Tornado GR4, which is a family of twin-engine variable sweep wing multi-role combat aircraft jointly developed and manufactured by Italy, the United Kingdom and West Germany. So, much to most of the United Kingdom's belief that we don't manufacture anything, we do, it's just hidden. But it operates that in the ground attack and reconnaissance role, which it did until being disbanded on the 28th of March 2014. However, on the 18th of April 2018, it was reformed and was equipped at RAF Marnham in June 2018 with the Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning, which is an American family of single-seat and single-engine all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft that is intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions. So we're going back to being American again. We are using American manufactured combat planes, but still part of the RAF. Now, that was to become the first squadron to be based in the UK with this advanced V-STOL, which is a vertical and or short takeoff and landing aircraft, which is an airplane able to take off or land vertically or on short runways. Unfortunately, they are not available to fly holiday makers to Spain. We get there in half the time, but that is not yet possible, and I can't see that ever being possible in reality. But the unit is composed of both the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy personnel and operates from the Royal Navy's Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carriers. Now, the battle honours that the 617 Squadron hold are the Fortress Europe, which was from 1943 to 1945, the Dams, which was 1943 and was the Dambusters, the Biscay ports in 1944, France and Germany in 1944 to 45. It was also involved in the Normandy landings in 1944. It was also involved in the Tirpitz, but there is no date for that, weirdly. The Channel and North Sea, 44 to 45 again. It was involved in the German ports in 1945. The Gulf in 1991. In Afghanistan from 2001 to 2014, and in Iraq from 2003 to 2011. Now, the current commander is called Mark Sparrow, and he is actually the Royal Navy. But of course, the notable, most notable commander, should I say, is Guy Gibson, who led them in the Dambusters. Now, if you've not seen that film, it shows how the bomb was designed, how it all went down, what happened. So really, if you've not seen that film, you need to. It's a really good film, and the King George the 5th or 6th, I'm not right good in Roman numerals, but Elizabeth II's father, I do know that, went to see some of the squadron involved in the Dambusters, including Guy Gibson, who is included in a photo in this video with the then King. And that was fortunately when the King was in better health. And that was in the early 40s. So King George was in better health at that point. But honestly, if you've not seen it, it's a really, really good film. And it does show you some, some of the slack that they had to take. But it also shows how the Dambusters helped save our country and make it the country that it is today, even though the squadron members don't live on, not in body, but they do in spirit, certainly, and in the history of the United Kingdom, because without that squadron, it would not be the country that we see right now. So But if you want to learn anything more about the 617 Squadron, or of course Guy Gibson, search any of them, you will get results immediately. Thank you for watching this GC Mysteries video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you can, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/GC Mysteries. See us on Facebook and Twitter, GC Mysteries, and bye bye for now.